Union Circle is already open, but student transit will make a comeback soon. I'll have for you later on.
Travel is getting heavy for the holidays. I'll tell you more coming up.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Breaking news tonight. Dallas police are investigating a shooting at a Walmart on the northeast side of Dallas. 2 people injured and the gunman dead at the scene. The women were taken to a local hospital from the Walmart on Forest Lane near Abrams. Witnesses say the gunman appeared angry and fired his gun multiple times at the 2 women. Dallas police confirmed that the gunman was dead, but would not confirm how many died. This is a developing story. NTTV will have more on the story tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Evanson Franklove.
And I'm Annie Tomlin. The Fort Worth school system is saying no to the state and taking a stand to keep control over their schools.
Late yesterday, the school board voted 7-1 to challenge the Texas Department of Education and their takeover of the Fort Worth ISD.
The school board says that their action forces a deeper review of the facts as to why the state moved to take control over the district. According to the board president, their priority is the students and improving their outcomes. The state says they acted because of 5 consecutive failing grades at one school, but said there were widespread problems across the district. These charges are largely based on the state STAR tests.
The Fort Worth appeal now goes through a cycle of hearings with a final binding decision in 30 days. There are 67,000 students in Fort Worth ISD that are affected by this development. And another major development challenging Texas political control over state schools, the issue of the 10 Commandments in public schools. Governor Greg Abbott signed the law back in June, but a group of families sued claiming the law violates the First Amendment of the Constitution. That says the government cannot reestablish an official religion. Late yesterday, a second federal judge blocked the state law and ordered plaques removed in 14 districts. The order is temporary, and a similar case is also pending in Louisiana. A federal appeals court will consider both cases early next year. Meanwhile, the American Civil Liberties Union praised the judge's order and called it a win for religious freedom. In Texas, 14 districts are affected by this decision. Here in North Texas, they include Fort Worth, Arlington, McKinney, Northwest, Rockwall, and Mansfield. While all this is playing out, yesterday, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed lawsuits against 2 other districts, which have not yet posted the commandments. And still, one more legal battle involving Texas is about to begin. Governor Greg Abbott says the state is going straight to the Supreme Court to overturn yesterday's court ruling against the new congressional voting maps. The Texas legislature drew them up over the summer with the goal of creating 5 new Republican-controlled districts. A 3-judge panel ruled against the state yesterday. Texas Democrats called it a rigged map based on racial discrimination. It's not clear how quickly the Supreme Court will act on the case, but candidates have to register here by next month. Annie, back to you.
President Trump says he's ready to sign the so-called Epstein bill that both chambers of Congress passed yesterday. It is not clear when the bill will make it to the president's desk. The bill was passed by huge margins yesterday after President Trump walked back and told Republicans they should vote for the bill. Epstein victims and their advocates gathered around the Capitol ahead of the votes. Still unclear of what actually will happen once the bill becomes a law, because President Trump called on the Justice Department to begin a new investigation into Democrats who might be implicated. As passed, the bill requires the Department of Justice to release everything in their files, but it does require redacting victim names. Now, Evanson, winter break is coming up quickly, but I'm still so comfortable in my summer shorts.
I know. This weather has got me a little concerned. I don't know if it's going to be hot today, cold today.
Yeah, well, not to worry. We can check in with our weather anchor, Leah Correas, and I know she has an update on what to expect for the next 24 hours. Leah?
Thanks, guys. Your confusion is completely understandable given the weather these past 2 weeks. Luckily, the weather for the next 24 hours won't be as confusing. If we take a look, the weather out there is 77 degrees with a wind of 6 miles per hour. Tonight, the temperature is going to get reach a low of 71 degrees, and those clear skies are going to turn into cloudy, rainy skies. The low and the weather is going to transition into not rainy, but thunderstorms all throughout Thursday. Though, like I said, the low of 71 is here to stay, and wind speeds will increase, will reach a high of 11 miles an hour. Will these temperatures continue to lower as the week comes? Hint, they might be lower than expected. Stay tuned for a full weather look for more information. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Leah. I'm really looking forward to the cold weather. California is still digging out from the season's first winter storm.
It's what weather experts call an atmospheric river. Rain along the coast and snow in the mountains. The Mammoth Mountain region reported nearly 3 feet of snow since the storm moved in on Sunday.
The storm brought blizzard-like conditions throughout the mountains of California. Authorities told residents to avoid traveling until the storm ended. Just as the cleanup is getting underway, forecasters say another storm will move inland by the end of the week. That prompted warnings of heavy rain along the coast and worries about possible mudslides. Big spending is coming to this holiday season. We will tell you what forecasters expect.
You know what? I'm dreaming of a white Texan Christmas, and I'll show you why my dream might be a reality. And our energy drinks contributing to early death will tell you what a group of health experts suggest. Yeah, it wasn't there, so I just read it all.
Yeah, I was so confused about the Annie, do you take the bus?
I don't, but I have a friend who does, and he has to walk all the way from Wooten to the language building.
Well, that's a little far from where he needs to go, but I heard the bus route may be dropping off students in a new old location. Lucy?
Good evening, guys. After major construction and changes in routines, DCTA stops are moving back to Union Circle on December 15th. Union Circle has been closed for the past couple of months to create a better flow of traffic, as well as a safer route for riders and pedestrians. So what do you need to know? If this last semester your bus has been stopping at the Highland Street Garage or Hickory Hall, it will be moving back to the Union. This includes every line except AC 101 and PEA. This is just in time for winter break. Most lines will stop running December 15th for holiday season. However, DCTA will be operating 2 university routes, DP 141 and EP 131 from December 15th through January 11th. And a heads up to be mindful of, DCTA routes will not run on December 25th and January 1st, so make sure to plan ahead for your transportation needs. So Eagles, you can expect shuttle services to resume as normal on December 15th. If you have any questions, the UNT Transportation Services has the answers for you. Happy holidays to our Mean Green family and ride safe. Reporting from Union Circle, I'm Lucy Ritchie with NTTV News. Back to you guys in studio.
Well, driving may be getting a little better, but as flight travel increases for the holidays, it's important to remember that government employees are still coming back to work. The government has reopened, but the impact of the shutdown still lingers over North Texas airports. Our reporter Maddie Holston has a look into what the recovery for air traffic controllers will look like.
There are 2 people keeping that plane in the sky, a pilot and an air traffic controller.
Number 215-908, runway 18 left, clear to land, number 1.
But only the air traffic controller has been working for the past month without pay.
Once you try to unwind the buildup and the backlog of payments, of administrative overhead that comes with the shutdown, it will take some time to really kind of walk that back. So,
although it's tough, it's not unheard of.
I spent 30 years as an air traffic controller.
25 years as an air traffic controller.
32 years total FAA time.
Paul and Lisa Jenkins have seen 3 government shutdowns during their time on the job, but they say the basic impact is always the same.
So the people come back, and now they try to key in all the payroll stuff, and some mistakes get made.
This time, however, they're seeing how it impacts their children and their children's families.
I have 3 sons doing air traffic. They have worked more 6-day work weeks than not. And you have a job that's already stressful, and then this happens, it's just not the way to treat them.
Although Denton Enterprise controllers are contracted, their FAA experienced manager says it will take months for the commercial airports to get back on track. And he says air traffic controllers need a bigger reputation.
It's a fun job. There's certainly a lot of adrenaline in the job, but it demands attention. It demands dedication to the job, because you don't have to look very far to understand how many rules and regulations we have to deal with.
That's the 46413 Den Tower.
Traffic controllers and TSA agents are still waiting for back pay, but no one knows how long it might take for them to get it. Whether you're traveling by car or by plane, it's going to be a busy season. Students and families are preparing to travel as Thanksgiving approaches. Our live shot reporter, Leah Bordeaux, has more about what to expect. Leah?
Thanks, Annie. Millions of Americans are expected to be traveling during Thanksgiving. Airports are expecting a big crowd, and drivers are expecting a lot of traffic on the road. Jen Sullivan has more on what to expect in the skies and what drivers need to expect on the road.
Air travel is beginning to return to normal just in time for the busy Thanksgiving travel week. A welcome relief for many passengers whose travel plans were uprooted by delays and cancellations during the government shutdown.
Thank goodness it happened before the holidays, because we all deserve good getaways.
As the government shutdown dragged on, the FAA reduced air traffic by 4% at 40 major airports across the country. It caused mass flight delays and cancellations, but transportation authorities gave airlines the green light to resume normal operations Monday, and the disruptions from the government shutdown appear to be over.
I think we're going to have a smooth, hopefully, Thanksgiving travel.
But travelers should still brace for long lines at airports and plenty of cars on the roads. AAA is projecting nearly 82 million people will travel 50 miles or more between Tuesday, November 25th and Monday, December 1st. That's a new record. At least 73 million of those travelers are expected to drive.
We're going to have more traffic and more congestion on the roads.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says those numbers could be even higher if people decide to drive instead of fly because they're worried about flight disruptions.
A lot of people are going to make that call, though, at the last minute.
If you are driving, AAA says the worst times to travel are Tuesday between noon and 9 p.m. and Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. The worst time to return home is Sunday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Here's the good news for drivers. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is around $3.11 as of Wednesday, according to GasBuddy.com. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
If you're traveling for Thanksgiving and early holiday activities, it's important to know what storms to expect this weekend. Our weather anchor, Leah, has more on what to expect. Leah?
Well, Aaliyah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This holiday weather has me tongue-tied. We might have extreme cold weather coming our way this holiday season. But first, let's take a look at that full weather look. If we look all around North Texas, we're just seeing temperatures in the mid-70s, lowest in Bowie, 75 degrees, and highest in Dallas, 79. Temperatures a little bit lower across the state. We'll see temperatures of 63 in Amarillo, 61 in El Paso. Where is it? Where's El Paso? There it is, 61 in El Paso, and a high of 80 degrees here in Austin. Luckily, we will not see any 80s this upcoming week. Let's take a look. Tomorrow, we have thunderstorms and a high of 71, a low of 59. And if we can see, the lows keep getting lower all the way until Wednesday, where we'll see a low of 36. That is almost freezing, you guys. Wednesday also has a high of 58, which is pretty low overall. This upcoming holiday break, we will be seeing colder temperatures, possibly even lower than those 36 degrees. And while our 7-day forecast is beginning to look a bit more like fall, we may be in for a much more serious weather event in the upcoming weeks. Parts of far north Texas may experience a historic polar vortex disruption. This means extreme cold temperatures and possible snow, and it could all happen over the next 10 days. The polar vortex is like a wall of wind that keeps all of the chilly wind and Arctic air over the North Pole. When it's disrupted, it can warm quickly and dramatically, resulting in the controlled atmosphere to lose control. It's not confirmed that this will happen or that it would even affect Texas, but the possibility is there. A large enough polar vortex disruption could bring freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall to the Lone Star State. And the temperatures are even beginning to drop now, as we saw with the full look. So Annie and Evanston, it is a time for us all. This is a time for us all to be weather aware. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Leah. Well, I'm sure weather aware now. So with the holiday season fast approaching, retailers are looking to see the big bucks, with experts forecasting the first $1 trillion holiday season. But buyers may not be getting all the bang for that buck. Reporter Karen Kaifa has the info.
Holiday gifts like toys, apparel, and electronics are among the most imported and most impacted by the Trump administration's tariffs.
The uncomfortable reality of it all is that the sort of things that we want this Christmas or in past Christmases is stuff that is no longer produced in the United States.
Russell Hawley, director of shopping content for CNET, says some tech and toy manufacturers have made changes to trim their costs.
There have been a number of manufacturers that have made it clear that they're going to, in order to adjust to tariffs, do things like remove batteries. So the batteries would need to be a separate purchase. The packaging may be different.
Purchasing items brought in before tariffs took effect may help consumers save, but Holly says do some research, especially with tech, to make sure it's worth it.
We've seen quite an increase in people shopping, refurbished versions of models of things that they are interested in order to get that, kind of extra savings. My biggest recommendation to anybody going that route is to just read the fine details.
David Bieri, associate professor of economics at Virginia Tech, says online shoppers who find big deals need to note where the item ships from.
If you're doing direct imports or have FedEx or DHL or UPS or even the US Postal Service act as your importer, you will have to carry the cost.
The de minimis rule had long kept low-value packages entering the U.S. tariff-free. That exemption ended in August.
And with the Supreme Court not ruling on the tariffs till at least next year, consumers this season will have to look elsewhere for some cost-cutting magic.
After the break, we'll look back at our football team and remember who was on it the last time we were at this ranking.
And an update on SNAP benefits. Stick around.
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do. Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening. The MRTS what? Come with me. Okay. It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn. Nice. Thank you.
Despite the end of the longest government shutdown, there are community assistance programs that are still feeling the effects of the shutdown. Our segment anchor Beth Spicer has more. Beth?
Thank you, Evanson. The loss of SNAP food benefits during the government shutdown was a major concern for many Americans. And despite benefits being restored 2 days ago, the effects are not close to being over. NTTV's anchor Taylor Reed has more.
As the government shutdown drags on, many Americans are at risk of food insecurity. Many low-income families rely on SNAP benefits in order to purchase food, and now those benefits are being taken away.
We see people in far more stress than we've ever seen before. And they can't even pinpoint what it is. But SNAP shutting down may be the straw that breaks the camel's back, to say, and that's what's going to put them over the edge.
Across North Texas, food pantries are also feeling the strain. As you walk down the aisles, you may encounter empty crates and meat lockers with no meat. Without SNAP benefits, the need for assistance has risen and pantries are struggling to keep up with the demand. However, here in Denton, one local organization is stepping up to help. This past Sunday, the Denton Left organization hosted a free store which allowed anyone to come and take what they needed, no questions asked.
It's not solving the problem, but it's just doing what we can, really, in my opinion. However, now that more drastic measures have been taken by a current administration, people are going to need this now more than ever. If they didn't need it before, they'll probably need it now. And if they definitely needed it before, they'll definitely need it now.
The free store offers everything from canned goods, warm clothes, toys, and other necessities, all donated from community members. This is not the first free store that the organization has hosted, but they say that since the shutdown, their numbers has vastly increased in attendance and donations.
There's definitely a lot more people, and there were a lot more people paying attention to the social media posts that was dropped last week of, oh my God, you guys are having a free store. Oh my God, this is so much need. There's a crazy amount of donations at that table right now. And that's just clothing, you know.
As SNAP benefits remain on hold, these nonprofit organizations could be a lifeline for many North Texas families. Denton Left says they plan to host more free stores as long as the community needs it. With NTTV News, I'm Katie Muncie.
The Denton Freedom House is always looking for some extra help, especially with the holiday season quickly approaching. You can make a difference in the community by volunteering at one of the several food pantries here in Denton during the jolly season. Now back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Beth. Evanson, I know this is quite random, and honestly, I hate to admit it, but I will never turn down a hot dog at DACU Stadium.
Ooh, you know the hot dogs aren't good for you, but if you throw some chili on top of it, I'm right there with you.
Okay, maybe you're going to slowly change my mind, but one thing you won't change my mind about is UNT football and their spectacular season. Our live shot reporter, Marguerite Calkins, is live with a fun update about our team. Marguerite?
It's been a big season for the Mean Green, Annie. This is the first top 25 ranking since 1959. Excitement builds with each week's win, and school spirit is at an all-time high. Luckily for us, our DCTV reporter Ty Scott has more.
In Green Bay national rankings, UNT wasn't a thing. The campus was called North Texas State. UNT's football team is ranked top 25 in the country. Fans are ecstatic about this. This is the first time UNT football has been ranked in the top 25 since 1959.
I do know that they are performing very well, and that makes me really happy because I go to UNT and I love football and I love supporting my team. So
I'm actually really happy that I get to go to school at this time, that they're ranked since the 60s, 50s, makes us feel like an actual athletic school. So yeah.
The last time they were ranked, their top player at the time was running back Abenier Haynes, who led the team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. Hayes went on to play for the NFL, but his name remains on campus outside of DACU Stadium. Sadly, Hayes passed away last year, just before the season's big comeback. For students who attend powerhouse schools, this season is a big deal.
Yeah, they're always joking with me like, oh, UNT's not ranked, but now I can talk with them. It's like, oh, we're ranked now, you can take us seriously.
I am going to the next game. I'm hoping actually to see one of my homeboys. He plays, actually. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited, and I'm just going to be rooting for my team.
The Mean Green already sold out one game this season, and they're hoping for another sellout when it comes to the Temple Owls coming to DACU Stadium for UNT's senior night. Remember, UNT students get free tickets for home games, so make sure you secure your ticket tonight, Mean Green. I'm Ty Scott, DCTV News.
The Mean Green remain number 22 in this week's coaches poll and still have a chance at the college playoffs. Gabby, I know we are sad to see this football season come to an end, but it's not over quite yet. What do you have?
That's right, Marguerite. The Mean Green face Rice this Saturday, so we still have some football left. I've also got a recap of the Cowboys' second Monday Night Football game this season, how the Stars are doing, and one last look at our women's volleyball team before conference play. Stay with us.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
America's team had another Monday Night Football showcase, this time against Geno Smith and the Las Vegas Raiders. Wide receiver duo CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens had a lot to prove after their last performance, and they did not disappoint. The Raiders scored first with a field goal, and Dallas responded with a 50-yarder from Brandon Aubrey. From there, Dallas could not be stopped. Dak Prescott threw three touchdowns in the second quarter alone. One to Lamb, one to Jake Ferguson, and another to Pickens. Las Vegas kicked another field goal and got a touchdown, but Prescott answered with 2 more touchdowns for a 33-16 loss. Lambs and Pickens combined for 14 catches, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. However, they'll face a more difficult challenge Sunday when they play Jalen Hurts and the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And the Dallas Stars are still off to a great season start with a 12-5-3 record. They played the New York Islanders last night at home in a difficult matchup. The first period came and went without a score, but New York's Calum Ritchie got a slap shot for the first score of the game. 2 minutes later, Jason Robertson answered with his own snapshot with help from Tyler Sagan and Miro Heiskanen. Now, it all came down to the third period. New York got 2 close goals, and Jason Robertson got his second goal of the game with a backhand, but it just wasn't enough to catch up to the Islanders, resulting in a close 3-2 Stars loss. Dallas's next game is tomorrow night against the Vancouver Canucks in Canada at 9 p.m. And finally, as the semester begins to come to a close, the Mean Green women's volleyball team is gearing up for conference play. Luckily, NTTV sports anchor Elias Freeman captured their last match of the regular season and got an inside look at the team. Take a look.
North Texas Volleyball closed out their season against Rice University at home in a 3-1 match loss. And this weekend, they head to the conference championships.
The big thing I told them is that we have to get out of safe mode. I think safe mode works against some teams, but it's not going to work against the teams we're playing.
Despite the loss in their season closer, freshman Dakota Mitchell is confident about their chances and their abilities heading into the conference championship.
I feel like we're on the way up right now. Yes, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but we were fighting for it. We played really well. And so I think it's just we're going up right now, and I feel like going into the conference tournament, we just have that little bit of grit and a little bit of push, and I feel like we're going to do a really good day.
We know when we're playing our game, we're going to do well and execute. So just focusing on that, focusing on our game plans, and just finishing.
North Texas Volleyball finished 4th overall in the American Conference, a fact which many of them contribute to their team culture.
Just like we find ways just to out-team people. I think we're good defensively. We hold teams to low hitting efficiency, and we just find ways to win.
North Texas will face off against Wichita State in the first round of the conference championship on Friday, November 21st.
Number 4 seed North Texas will face off against number 5 seed Wichita State this Friday at 12:30 p.m. on ESPN+. So be sure to tune in and cheer our Mean Green on. Now that's all I've got for sports this semester. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Gabby. Evans, and sports and food just make absolutely perfect sense inside my brain.
Yeah, you're making me kind of hungry right now.
Do you think we should go get some hot dogs after the show? We were talking about it earlier.
If you make it chili dogs and you buying, I'll be right there with you.
Okay, I hate to break your heart, but I don't think I'll buy, but I will try a chili dog just for you.
You better try it.
I will, I promise.
Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.